Charm City. I'm coming for you, Buster. You think you the king of fragrances? So I challenge you. You got 24 hours to respond to this. Out of your 90 fragrances, you got to pick 10 for life, and you got to throw away the rest. You thought you won that versus battle? So let's see it.
Wait, what? Did Nate just try to Will Smith me? Try to call me out on YouTube? In front of my friends! I accept your challenge. I can take it. So close to the camera they can smell your scent of the day, and you trying to challenge me? Okay. I accept your challenge. 24 hours or less. I'm going to go down to 10 fragrances out of all my fragrances. But probably won't take 24 hours because I have to work my job. And I'm the one that does all the editing. But it's on. It's on. Keep 10, throw away the rest. We're going to do this. What's up, Fragrance Connoisseurs? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We hope that you like and subscribe. Liking is free. All you have to do is just click that little thumbs up button, and it helps the channel, helps get us basically out to the YouTube masses. If you're coming back, welcome to the family, and we're glad to have you here. I've been challenged by Nate the Great to do a keep 10 for life and then throw away the rest. It's going to be hard, but we're going to get into it. Stay tuned, stay locked in for station identification, and we'll jump right into it. Okay, welcome back. First thing I wanted to do is do some honorable mentions because, of course, getting your collection down to just 10 and throwing away the rest is going to be kind of a hard thing to do because the fragrances become like family. But we're going to start with some honorable mentions. Also, I wanted to make sure as much as possible I did not duplicate things that Nate the Great said in his 10 for life. So to get started, I will start with Naxos. And this is a tobacco fragrance. And it is a nice one, but Nate the Great already put it up in his. So I didn't want to go into it. It's a tobacco fragrance, really nice by Xerjoff. It's got honey and it's kind of sweet. And it's a really good one of Xerjoff's best sellers. So that I put as honorable mention. Another one is Kalamat. This one is a Middle Eastern Oriental fragrance. It's amber base and it's really good. It's sweet as well. And that one, Gentle Fluidity Silver, I put up because Nate the Great also did this one. To me, this is signature scent worthy. You get a lot of compliments from it. And it also, the coriander seed gives you a great metallic. When juniper berries is fresh, it's signature scent. It's not offensive and it's a great choice. Also, Club de Nuit Intense Man. We talked about it a couple times on the channel. I really like it. I think it performs well. This is the EDP, Eau de Parfum. I also have the limited edition Parfum. However, in my mind, it's not that much more better blended, that much more better than the EDP to justify paying the same amount of money for half the amount of juice. I think the EDP does the job and the EDP projects well. It lasts a long time and it's a good choice, and I wear it a whole lot when I'm traveling. Last honorable mention is Lyric. It is a semi-gourmand, spicy, and I definitely do like this. Shout out to Bowtie. I think Lyric is a good one. Serenade is also a good one. It's been discontinued. Don't understand how Navitas can discontinue Serenade and keep Oud luxuriant. Have no idea, but that's how it goes. So those are my honorable mentions, and we'll jump into my keep 10 for life. What I do say is that I tried to back this by science, and we go back into what types of fragrances I wear a lot, what I want to have, and so I go into a few fragrances. I always reach for aromatics, sometimes fougères, but that's part of it. Middle Eastern Oriental fragrances and amber-based fragrances, boozy type amber-based fragrances also. And then you get into leather and tobacco. Those are my basic choices that I go for. And so when I put this together, I thought about those types of fragrances and then what was the best in my collection to go with. So we're going to start out with number one. We're going to start out with aromatics, and we'll start out with Percival. So Percival by Parfums de Marly, man, it's signature scent worthy. It's mass appealing. It's a citrus aromatic with floral undertones. You can't go wrong with it. I know a lot of people say it smells like Abercrombie and Fitch, Fierce. It's a better blended version of it. It is quite similar, but to me, it's better in all facets. You get the lavender, you get mandarin orange. You definitely smell the cinnamon and the boxin. Those are the main notes that come to my nose, and it's a great choice. And definitely, I will keep it in my collection for life. The next one, we'll go with a new one that I have in my collection. Is Dewan, a woody aromatic. And this one was in my top 5 compliment getters. And it's nutmeg, apple. It has cashmere oud, which is really nice, and musk. And this is a good warm weather fragrance. It's deep and dense enough that you can use it for fall and spring, but it's very regal, very stately, very elegant, and you can't go wrong. It's compliment getter. Next, let's look. We'll stay in the aromatic, but this is more in the line of a fougere, and it's Reflection Mint. This one is definitely one that don't just spray it on paper. And I talk about that just a little bit about going to shop for fragrances and they spray it on test strips and you buy it based on that, but you haven't looked to see what it does with your chemistry. This one on paper, when I first smelled it, it just smelled like a shower gel. But I kept the decant that I had of it, and I put it on skin maybe a month or two later, and it was a whole different fragrance. So I definitely think you should try it out on skin, especially even when you go into stores, you should put it on skin and then come back in 3 or 4 hours and make your choice. Don't just buy impulse off of a test strip. So Reflection Man is a different smell. It's a powdery, fresh scent. It has rosemary, red pepper, bitter orange. The powder comes from orris, and then it has white florals, jasmine, ylang ylang, and then it has a base that is woody. So vetiver, patchouli, sandalwood. It's really nice, and it's definitely in my collection for life. The next one I go to is Al Kharasi Blend. And this is the hexagonal shaped bottle. They have a special edition now that is not hexagonal. It's a regular shaped bottle, and that's called special edition. But I really wanted this one because it's a little denser, a little smokier. They both smell similar, but this one is a little denser and a little smokier. And this is basically, it's basically Blue Sapphire before Blue Sapphire. Came out before Blue Sapphire from Boadicea and Blue Sapphire. And this one smelled a lot alike, but to me, this one is a lot cheaper and it has a Middle Eastern smell that I really like. So that's why I got this one. And some things that pop out about it, it has star anise, the Typh rose, lilac, it has oud, sandalwood, and amber base. It's definitely a Middle Eastern fragrance. It's really nice. It's a little smoky, has a little incense into it, and it garners a lot of compliments. It definitely is one that I have to keep for life. I am a Middle Eastern fragrance connoisseur. The next one of the first that was in my collection as far as when I got the niche, and this one is Leighton exclusive. I know that people say Leighton gets you laid. I believe Leighton exclusive also does the same thing. It's deeper, darker, more mature, and if Leighton basically gives you too much of a sweet vibe and it's too cloying for you, I believe Leighton exclusive is the choice for you. It has an almond note that Leighton exclusive does not have, and it comes in a very, very spicy. It is in the Middle Eastern style, but mandarin orange, bergamot in the opening. It has white florals that add civet, and then oak moss and amber and vanilla in the dry down. It does have oud, like I said before, but it's not a barnyard or skanky oud at all. It's a great choice, and this one is always will be in my collection. Next one, going into the florals, and this one, I forgot to show you, is Wasall by Arabian Oud. This one is a rose oud chocolate. It's definitely sexy. It's definitely going to get compliments. It's definitely going to get noticed. And it is beast mode. It lasts 10 to 12 hours on your skin. You put it on your clothes, you're going to have to wash your clothes twice to get it out. But it has a definite sexy appeal to it. The rose, oud, and chocolate go together. And this is the one that beat out Lyric. It is pretty close to my nose as far as in the dry down. The openings are a little bit different, but the dry down to Lyric is pretty similar. And this one has been in my collection longer, and I just know that this is going to be one that I will keep for life. Going with one, Hypnotizing Fire, and this is by the Harmonist. I don't know, you will not, I don't see it on Scent Split or anything like that. You want to get a decan of it, but they do have a discovery set from the Harmonist, and this one has been one of the hype fragrances. Kevin Samuels was one of the first people to kind of put his nose on it. And then Bowtie Fragrance Guy and some others have also talked about this one. It is definitely very seductive. It's definitely very sexy. This one is worth the hype. It has Bulgarian rose, and it has pimento berries. It's a little spicy. It has pepper. And then it has a kind of a sweet blended dry down praline vanilla, but benzoin and opopanax. It is not overly sweet. It's blended really well. It's really seductive and sexy, and it will definitely be in there for life. Also, Nate the Great has it, and I know I that's kind of a redundant one since Nate put it in, but I can't really leave it out of my list. Next, I want to go with Angel Share. So Angel Share has a refillable bottle, and it is one that will be in my 10 for life probably every year. So here you're gonna have the cognac. It's a boozy cinnamon apple pie type vibe. You're gonna have the cognac. You're gonna have the cinnamon. You're gonna have the tonka bean.
Okay, don't hurt yourself.
Oak. It's praline vanilla and sandalwood. It's smooth. It is definitely sexy and seductive. This one will definitely be in my top 10 over and over again. Nate the Great also had it in his. It has a refillable bottle, and the refills are a little cheaper. So if you have the original bottle, you can refill it. Already taking care of the refill on this one. And even though I have some clones of it, I would never take it out of my 10 for life. It will always be my go-to and always the one I wear out when I go to special occasions or out in the public. Then I want to go to a leather fragrance. So we talked about aromatics, fougères, Middle Eastern Oriental, boozy amber fragrances and ambers. This is a leather fragrance. My most unique, best leather fragrance that I have is definitely African leather. Really nice, really nice. It's my favorite leather scent. It's distinctive. It's dark. It just makes me feel like what tanned leather from the Serengeti smells like. It's really, really good. You're definitely going to pick out the notes that come out to my nose are the cardamom, the saffron, the geranium, kind of a rose type, a green rose, and leather. And it is a compliment magnet. It gets a lot of compliments. It's definitely one that I wear in the wintertime and the fall. And it's a good fragrance to dress up. You can even dress it down in casual. It's really nice. Coming to my last one that I put in, and it was a back and forth between this and Naxos. The deciding factor is that Nate the Great had Naxos in it. In his list, this is the tobacco fragrance that I picked by, it's Royal Tobacco by Wash. So this one is a really good one. I've seen some people say it reminds me of Baccarat Rouge 540. Don't get that at all. To me, this is when you open up a humidor, pull out a nice Cuban cigar, and this is the smell you get, or like a cigar lounge is what I get from it. It's dry. It's in the same vicinity, not even right the neighborhood, but maybe the neighborhood of the Dawn from Jerjoff. But this one is a drier one, and the tobacco leaf is really forward in it. I really like this a lot. You're gonna, it's resinous, it's woody. The dry down does become a little sweeter because of the bourbon vanilla, but the whole way through, you see the tobacco and the tobacco basically shines in this one. This is one that I had decants of, and as soon as it came to discounters, again, friends don't let friends buy retail. Sometimes you gotta do it. But when it came to discounters, I scooped it up as soon as I got the notification. Just a plug for if you're buying to get decants. Here, I'll show you right here. This is some of the decants I have. This is also some of the decants I have, just giving you an idea of how many decants I have. I have over 100 fragrances. This is another decant. And here's another decant, came from Max Aroma. I have over 100 fragrances, but I've tried many hundreds of samples and decants, and I definitely suggest that because you don't know how it's going to work with your skin, and especially the niche fragrances are very expensive. You don't want to put down $200, $300, $400, $500 for a fragrance and not have it work with you. So guys, those are my 10 for life. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely like. It's free for you to do. Subscribe. Click that notification bell as we put out new content. you will see more and more from us. We're trying to grow the channel. We're trying to add to it. And we hope you like it. Take care. God bless.